I ended up buying rock lights and going to be installing them on both the fronts and the rears of my truck. These are rough country rear fenders for my 2004 to 2008 Ford F-150. Now, this side, I believe, is the left side fender. I'll go and show the other fender, but I put the rock lights all along here. So, as you can see, I got the rock lights all put on the inside right there for the fender. Should work. I mean, I'm going to be putting a lift on it anyways, so anything I do will clear. All you really got to do is just drill 3 holes, 1 for the cable, then 2 for the mounting bolts, which the size of drill bits I was using, I used this one. I used 532 for the power cable, and for the screws I used 1364. Now these are for Amazon rock lights, which I got mine pretty cheap. They have about 15 feet of cable, and it's 24. I currently have 24 LEDs per rock light, which is pretty excessive considering I got 3, but you know. If you ever want to test out a rock light to see how it works, all you gotta do is take the positive and the negative, splice off a lot of it, and then put the positive wire to the positive terminal and the negative wire to the negative terminal. That should activate the rock light. So I have a piece of rubber solder right there, or solder. I got a rubber sleeve right there, had it heated on. I was gonna cut it like right here, right? So I was gonna cut it and then splice all the wires, which by wires I mean these. So it would have looked like that, and then I would have spliced them and then spun them all together, so that way I could have one line instead of the other 2. So I would have ran one line back to the front of the truck, and well, it would have gave me a lot more wire to work with, but I changed my mind. I'm just running everything to the back, and then I'll deal with it up front. But yeah, so I showed that before. Also, these things are a pain in the ass to get in. I'll go ahead and show it over here. So I got that rear fender in, which has the 3 rock lights. Now, what you're going to want to do for the 04 to 08 is you're going to want to do the back of this first, since for me the back was more stiff to get in there in the front. So do it from the back. Also, you're going to want to get this. You're going to want to get this behind this thing. So try to get that behind there while you get it. It just makes things a lot more easier to maneuver. Then it gave some extra hardware, but you really don't gotta put it in because this thing ain't going anywhere at all. This is in there for the long run, but yeah, under there I got all the wires. I got the front rocker here. I got all 3 of the rock lights on the front, and yeah, so I got one going underneath here. You can see that one right there. Just got one going straight out the bottom there. Then I got the 3rd one way back there, wherever that cable is, and then I just ran it up here with this wire harness, and then continued it all along there until I got to this corner, where right now I got all of the wires sitting down there. Now for this side, I only have the one right there and up on the top. I still don't got the one in the back. That's mainly because I lost one of the locking nuts for this all. But I didn't take out the fender to do this. I did it all simply. Well, not simply, but I kept the fender liner in. But basically, how you do it is you take out those two bolts right there, and then you only gotta be on your back right there, laying across that way. Then you're gonna have to reach your hand up and then spin the nuts onto the bolts from here. And as for this side, you're gonna have to loosen that bolt, and then same thing, lay underneath there. So lay like that, and then reach your hand up and then tighten the bolts. Now, as for this one, it's a pain in the ass on both sides, but you're really gonna have to reach your hand over like this, then just fish the bolts onto the rock light itself. For the rear fenders, how you're gonna want to do this is you're gonna want to cut down the bolts to as low as you can go, because otherwise it won't fit. So I had to cut down all the bolts on the other rear fender so I can make it fit. And yeah, I was worried about using that little ledge as a mounting area. Alright, so how I wired this is that I took the 3 ends from the rock lights, and then I soldered the 3 positives together, which is that sleeve, and then I soldered the 3 negatives together, and that gave me a connection which was able to turn on all 3 of the lights. I'll go and get a clip of that now. I have officially gotten my project with the truck done. So I'm using the 10 gauge that was for the subwoofer. I thought it was 8 gauge, but nah. Anyways, I think you can sort of see behind there, but I grounded it to that bolt right there. If I'm able to move this, I hope you can see it, but it's a little blue connector right there. But yeah, so basically I got all of that ran right now, and I'll go and show you inside. So I got it grounded right to there, and right now I got it sloppily done, but basically I have the power. I have it wired up to this 3-prong switch, which is what you're gonna want. And basically I have the 4 power wires getting looped into a single connector. Then I got the ground to ground and power to power. Now if I were to turn that on, so now it's on, just put that down there. So now 3 lights there. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and take you over to the other side. 1, 2, 3. And 1 more fender. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I finally got the whole thing working. And yeah, basically I just have all the miscellaneous wires all wired down there. It's just a bunch of soldering and other boring stuff, but yeah, if you ever want to install rock lights, that will work as a ground right there. There it is, the little blue thing, that will work as a ground. I couldn't just install the rock lights and not show you guys the way it looks at night, so that's how it looks right now. Now if I were to just go ahead and put my finger down here, yeah, they came out really well. So I like that. Oh, wires. Whatever. I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, for not really knowing what I'm doing, this came out really well. All three going. Yeah. So that's nighttime. That's pretty good.